So the first, oh, and I don't have one of the releases right here right now.
Oh, that's all right.
And I'll get to sign it later.
I'll post-date it or predate it, whatever I need to do.
27, yeah. Yeah. I'll make sure to do that.
How's that going? Did you get all the questions you needed answered?
I think so. I had a
Okay.
really interesting variation that I can tell you about later.
Okay.
I mean, because it says you can put in whatever restrictions
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
So I want you to feel free to do that. You know, I'll just get it to you soon. All right. So this is the way the first question goes is there's been a lot of talk about change lately, a lot. And so what I'm interested in, first of all, is when you say change, not just anybody, but when you say change, what do you mean?
So, I guess the first thing is that everything always is in the process of becoming its opposite. And is the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of change. And that, you know, those things that are becoming alive will be dead. Those things that have been, you know, having silence will constantly struggle to have a voice. Those things that have had great voice will become silent. And so, and I guess that goes, in my mind, towards creating some sort of like synergistic balance between things. And
Between what?
just between two opposing things. They'll just like teetering and then becoming balanced. But then the other thing that I think of when I think of change is there was this professor that I knew in Auckland who studied Eastern religions and described it like this. So imagine a braid, like people. So imagine like a braid, and even though the outside never changes form, we're constantly putting things in, so the makeup of something will change, but the outside will still look the same. And that's, I think, how, you know, people are able to carry knowledge, carry different things within their bodies, even as simple as food. Even though, you know, our shells look the same, what we're being fed with in the middle changes. And so what I've been feeling lately is that I think a lot of people that I know are being, you know, their spirits are being fed by really luminous things, and you just see these things and ideas and energy going into people's bodies. They still look the same, but they just exude something completely different. And so those are like lately when I've been thinking of change, I think of things becoming the opposite, and then I also think of, you know, internal change within people.
The second question is, in all of this change, and you sort of addressed it already a little bit, but in all of this change, what do you want to see stay the same?
The thing that I think always stays the same is I believe in people's ability to gain moral insight through their sympathy and empathy towards other people. And I don't think that's something that even if we had the power to change, we could change. Everyone in that moment of sympathy or empathy that makes a commitment for not to be the case anymore, that's when I think morality is born. So I don't think that that's something we can take away from people, but it's something that seems to be happening more than it has, just more listening, and I think it's happening more now than it has been before. But that's something that Lonnie had talked about in all of her philosophy classes. So I don't think that'll ever change.
And when you think of your daughter and your family, what would you want to see stay the same?
Well, I hope that they're healthy, and I mean, it's kind of a funny time to be on the brink of change, because I think there are a lot of folks that are scared about our economy and scared about the direction that things are going economically, and I don't think I've ever felt as safe, because it seems like there's a different take on what success is now, and so I'm not as concerned with buying into the, economic hierarchy, like that's how things are measured now, and I'm liking this new measure of, person to person, and I think that's good, and I'm not really worried necessarily about the economy taking a downturn, because I think people are more concerned with things that are way more real and way more valuable.
And more enduring, really,
yeah.
Right? And so this capacity to gain moral insight through sympathy and empathy for others is one thing that you see that just, even if somebody tried to change it,
I don't think they could.
It couldn't be changed. And so
I think that we're all born with it, and I think the